Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video I am bringing you episode 59, I'm pretty sure, of Throwback Thursday. Now, as with all of my Throwback Thursday videos, I'm going to give two huge love-filled shout-outs. Number one, to Jan Van, my TBT inspo and muse. I will link her channel in my description box. She is spectacular, and she really inspired me to start doing this mostly weekly series here on my channel. I've had some stuff going on, so I've missed a few weeks, but nonetheless, here we are. And then number two, to Dawn, my dear friend and subscriber, for being the best, the ultimate TBT cheerleader. Okay, so for this episode, I'm pulling in two palettes. Both of these are from Makeup Revolution. Sorry for the glares. These are the grease palettes. And my dear friend Andy from Andy Does Stuff, she gifted these to me a while back, and they've just been sitting here waiting for me to use them. Now, I do have a sort of a new obsession in my life that goes along with these palettes, which I will be talking about as I put my eye looks together. So I don't know, I thought these would work well together. So this is the T-Birds color story. Purple, some blacks, well, a black, dark purple shimmer, and light purple shimmer. I mean, you can see the color story. What the heck am I describing it for? And then the other one is this one, of course, and this is pinks and browns and stuff. So I think the two of these together are going to look great, right? Now, I know that Makeup Revolution, sometimes their palettes can be a little hit or miss, but I have had a lot of really good luck with most of my Makeup Revolution palettes that I've had throughout the years. I've decluttered some. So let me figure out what I'm going to use. I think what I'm going to use is this shade here called Systematic. Have you seen the movie Grease, the Grease Lightning song? I think that's, well, I know that's what this color story is based on, or the shade names. And then I want to use this dark purple shimmer. This, that's called Burnin', and I think I might use Coasting in my inner corners. I don't know, I might use something else from that palette. And then from this palette, I want to use, I think this shade here, this is called Looker, this beautiful pink shimmer. And then I'm thinking maybe Peachy Keen, or maybe I might pop that in my inner corners, called Go Get 'Em. That's pretty too. We'll see. I'm going to more shades, I think, out of this one than that one, but we'll figure it out. Okay, I do have my brows done in the NYX Control Freak Clear Brow Gel, and this eyelid is primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 02, I think. And I took advantage of the P. Louise sale, and I got myself 2 tubes of this because I love it. Okay, so what I'll do is start off by putting this shade here, Systematic Purple Matte, in my transition area. I need to find a brush. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about my new obsession. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever heard of the band group, whatever, called 5 Seconds of Summer. I've been a big fan of theirs for a long time. And they sing a song called Youngblood. It's an older song. I'll link the video in my description box. I really am asking, I'm not demanding, I'm asking, strongly asking, that you go watch the video. Now, I have listened to the song a million times, and my kids love the song, and so we listen to it a lot. Okay, I kind of watched the video but never really paid attention to what I was watching. Okay, so the video stars this man named Johnny. Well, his name's Dago Yamashita, but he goes by Johnny, and he has a rock group, Johnny Pandora. Okay. Now the video, I'm going to give you kind of a synopsis of the video. The video starts with this elderly Japanese couple sitting in a nursing home, and they're sitting in wheelchairs, and they're looking at each other lovingly, and they are speaking Japanese to each other. And basically what the husband says, oh, and they show them holding hands, and they each have on their forearms right here matching tattoos of a star. Okay, so he says to her in Japanese something like, "Thank you for the past 60 years." And she says, "Thank you," back to him. And he says something like, "Let's keep celebrating our time together," or let's have a good time together, something like that. And she says, "Yes, let's." So this nurse comes in and sits down these blue pills that they take. And then the next thing you know, they're like young again. And the gentleman, the older man, turns into Johnny Dago Yamashita. And I can't remember the woman's name. I'll put that information in the description box. Anyway, so she turns young too. And the next thing you know, the song starts to play, the Youngblood song. And the next thing you know, he puts on this like digital watch and it's set for 24 hours. And then they just hop back in time and they're greasers. Like his hair's all up like Elvis and she's all in her little poodle skirt and stuff. And they start hanging out with their friends. And it's just kind of like a synopsis of their last 24 hours, back in time. Hopefully you'll watch the video. I'm giving it away, but just go watch the video. It's really cool. So they show them like running around town with their friends. And there's several scenes where they're like dancing, like doing the Tokyo twist. And they're at this park. I believe they're at this park called Yoyogi Park that's in Japan. And, they're all tatted up and all this stuff. And it's so cool. It's like, like the movie Grease, sort of. And so I was like, this is really interesting. So I looked into Johnny Yamashita to try to find, like, is this person real? Or is this just like, the actors? Like, are they acting this stuff out? No, they were kind of, but this is like a real cultural movement in Japan. This like rockabilly greaser, like subculture. And it's incredible to me. Like, I am obsessed with it. So I've been spending a ton of time, like, reading about it and watching various videos about it. And like Johnny Yamashita, he's, Johnny Pandora has this group. There's like 4 of them in the group, I believe. So I've been listening to his music and I just did not know that this was going on. I don't know where I'm at. Just an ignorant American over here. Okay. Just totally, it's embarrassing, but it's true. So I work with a gentleman who is Japanese American. He was born and raised in Hawaii, but his parents and aunts and uncles and grandparents or whatever are all from Japan. So I sent him the video and I said, I would love to chat with you about this whole situation. Like, what's going on in Japan with this like, greaser rockabilly type subculture. He's like, oh yeah, it's, it's a big deal there. People know about it, right? And so these people, like these kids and stuff, hang out at this park and they listen to like rockabilly music and they dance and they do all this like, like I said, the Tokyo twist and all these. It's really cool. Now, the other interesting part that my coworker mentioned to me, and I really like this shade. I think I'm done with it now. So now what I'm going to do is I want to deepen up the outer corner. And I think I am going to go into this black matte. This is called Greased, and put that in my outer corner. I do need to find another brush. Hold on. So my coworker said the interesting part to me about watching that video is the tattoos. Because he said it's very frowned upon in Japanese culture to have tattoos, and that it's primarily the gangsters have tattoos. And see, I didn't know any of this. My husband told me. He's like, oh yeah, that it's, a sign that you're like, I don't know if it's like mobster type gang activity. I believe so. And, okay, hold on just a second. Bitsy's toothing this bag. Sorry about that. She likes to tooth stuff, and I had a bag on the floor and she was going crazy and it's really loud. Like it was a sign that you were in a gangster to have, or maybe it still is. I don't know if I should say it was. I think it could still be that. I don't know. I'm still learning a lot about this stuff. Okay. And if you're knowledgeable about this and you want to school me in the comment section, go for it. Okay. Because I'm very young, very green, getting into all this, learning about this. And that also part of the gang culture in Japan is that I believe for like initiation into the gang, they cut your pinky off. I'm like, whoa. So like, it's not something that is like a real, like here, everybody has a tattoo, right? But in Japan, it sounds like it's a little different, like it's more of a sign that you're in a gang. And I don't know if these folks that I'm watching in the video are in a gang. I don't know that, but just, most of them, all of them, I think, have tattoos, and they're beautiful. They're amazing. I love tattoos, and my daughter's tatted up all over the place. So, she's my tattoo child, which I'm fine with. I've had people be like, I can't believe you let her get tattooed. She's an adult. What am I supposed to do? Like, and I don't care. I just said, I'd rather you not tattoo your face, but you know, if you want to, go ahead. I mean, lots of people do that now. It's kind of the new trend, I feel like, you know, you look at a lot of the rock stars like Post Malone and Teddy Swims and, you know, lots of other people, they're all tatted up their faces, whatever. I mean, not for me, but hey, I don't give a shit, whatever you want to do. I love that. This is working really well. Like I said, it can be hit or miss. I'm gonna go back in that systematic shade, that purple matte, just gonna go back around the black matte. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just obsessed with learning about it, and I really want to go to Yoyogi Park in Japan and like see it for myself. Like I just think that would be so cool. Another thing that's interesting too about the tattoo thing, well, not the tattoo thing, but the tattoo aspect is that another one of my coworkers, her daughter is married to a Japanese man and they live in Japan. And my coworker goes and visits them quite often. And she has tattoos from her neck all the way down. Like her entire body is tattooed, basically. Beautiful. Across her chest and her shoulders and her arms and stuff. And she has been, you know, kind of looked at by Japanese, you know, the folks that she's around when she's in Japan, kind of like, you know. And my husband and I also watched a YouTube video. This Japanese woman is looking at Americans who have like Japanese characters, like, you know, alphabet characters or whatnot tattooed on their bodies. And she just laughs her butt off because she's like, that's like the translation of what the person thinks they have on their body versus what it really is in Japanese is like, what? Like stupid. It's hilarious. You know, people, these ignorant Americans that go get a Japanese tattoo and they think it says, you know, strength or whatever, and it says like, I don't know what, but you know, not what they think it says exactly. It's lost in translation totally. So funny. My husband and I were like, oh my God, what a bunch of idiots. You know, just like, just do some research first before you just, I don't know. Anyway, but I highly recommend watching the video, the Youngblood video. And then I'm also going to pop some of Johnny Yamashita's music videos and just like him singing so you can see him. He's amazing. And I think something about, he is so sexy. I'm like, whoa, like that video. And there's also a guy that's in that video, Japanese guy who has a like white streak, or not white, blonde streak in his hair. Whew, so cute. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. I could keep blending that, but I'm just going to leave it. So now I'm going to go into this darker purple shimmer Burnin' and put that right here. So I don't know. I don't know why this has become so like, to me, although I just think greaser culture, rockabilly culture, music in general is really fascinating. I mean, I can remember talking to my mom when she was growing up. You know, she was born in 1944. And so grew up in the 50s and 60s. And, you know, of course, you know, you watch Grease and you think, oh, I would have been a greaser. You know, my mom's like, no, I wasn't a greaser. I'm like, why not? She's like, I don't know, I just wasn't. And I'm like, well, were you a soc? You know, the movie Outsiders? And she's like, no, I didn't have enough money to be a soc. She's like, I just was an average Joe, you know, but I feel like I would have been a greaser chick, man. Totally. Abso-freaking-lutely. I don't know, that whole, like their hair, their clothing, the way they carry themselves, like in that video, I'm just like, hello, like, oh, so sexy. The women are super sexy, you know, like they're wearing their poodle skirts and their little shoes and their little bobby socks, and, you know, their hair's all up in little ponytails, and they're just, I love it. I love that shade. These are really nice palettes. I'm kind of surprised Andy gave these to me. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the other palette, the Pink Ladies palette, finally. And I am going to go into the shade here called Looker. It's just that, like, some of these shades, I don't know. Maybe I should have done these separately. Whatever. Just the two birds with one stone thing, right? That's what I'm thinking. But, yeah, I just don't have a lot of... I like the T-Bird color story better, I guess. So I'm probably sounding like an ignorant ass, and I'm not trying to, okay? But I'm just, like I said, ooh, that's pretty. I'm just learning about all this stuff right now, and it's just fascinating to me. And it's just interesting, like in 2025, to me that like this culture or this movement that happened here in the United States, like in the 50s and 60s, has taken root in Japan. And again, I don't know a ton. It sounds like this has been like a cultural movement there for a long time. I mean, it just didn't just happen. Just because I just really watched a video that's like 6 years old doesn't mean that it's just now happening. I don't mean to sound like that. So I don't really know like how long it's been, you know, going on over there for, or I don't know. And I would also really like to know like how more traditional Japanese folks feel about this greaser movement. Like, are they supportive of it? Are they like, oh my God, you know, like, because we have that kind of subcultural stuff here too, that I think, like, for instance, like my dad, you know, my dad is 80 years old. He'll be 81 in June. And, you know, for him, tattoos were for sailors, you know, people in the military and sailors. You know, he was in the military, but he never got a tattoo. And, you know, like I can remember when my daughter started getting tattoos when she was like, you know, 21. You used to be able to get tattoos here if you were 18, as long as you had parent permission. They don't do that here anymore. I think some states do, but Oregon, no. You have to wait till you're 21. So now I want to put this shimmer. I was going to do that one, but I think I'm going to do this one, and this one's called Lightning. Put that towards the front. So like, you know, my daughter was a little freaked out to tell my dad that she'd gotten tattoos. Like she would go around him with like turtlenecks on in the summertime because she was so terrified that my dad would, you know, find out that she had a tattoo and like disown her. Well, he didn't care. I mean, you know, he's not thrilled, but she's got some really nice tattoos. She's got a couple that I'm like, okay, that I think she's thinking of having covered up just because, you know, young and, oh, that looks cool. I think I'll do that. Now she's like, well, you know, like this half skull moon thing that's not the greatest tattoo in the world. But the rest of them, like she's got one that says mama on her arm. It's tulips because I love tulips. And, you know, she's got a tattoo for my dad. She's got a tattoo for my mom. She has a tattoo for her brother. I think she's going to get one for Wesley, her son. And, you know, so she's got meaningful tattoos. They're beautiful. Most of them are black and white, but she's got the one that she had done for me is in color, which I think is really cool. It's beautiful. So, you know, like my dad has a very negative well, not very negative, but not a super positive outlook on tattoos. And my son has a tattoo that's, it's M and P, the letter M and the letter P for Mimi and Poppy, my parents, which I think is really cute. And then he has one on his leg that's a bear face and a butterfly sitting on its nose for my mom. It's really cute because we're convinced that my mom's now a butterfly, right? So I don't know. I'm just curious as to what like the quote unquote mainstream, like maybe more old school Japanese population thinks of this like rockabilly greaser movement. It's interesting to me, or I don't know if it's a movement, if that's the right word for it, but I just, I really am wanting at some point to go to Japan, and like, I would love to like sit down and interview. I'm going to go back into this shade too right here, this darker purple. I can't remember what it's called. I'm going to add that back in with my finger just so this jives together a little bit better. And I really like this look. And the shades are working beautifully. Really nice. Really, really nice. Yeah, love it. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into the black matte. Just add a little bit of that back out here so it's nice and deep, and also kind of calms that shimmer edge down a little bit. And then I think I will, well, hold on a minute. Hold on just a second. Let me finish this. And then I think what I'm going to do is go into a lighter shade and go around the outside edge of that light purple matte, just because you know me, I get weird about the harsh edge. I always do. I don't know why. So again, I think I mentioned this. If you guys have any further information about this, I would love to talk about it in the comment section. Love to do that. And I follow Johnny Yamashita on Instagram, and I commented on a couple of his posts, and he hearted my comments. And I was like, oh, I got excited. I just think he's great. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into this shade here. This is called Go Get 'Em. And I'm just going to take a teeny tiny little bit of that and go around the outside edge. I don't know that I need to do that on camera because it's already over 20 minutes long. So what I'll do is I'll go do that off camera. I'm going to clean up a little bit of fallout, but I mean, not much, and do my other eye, the rest of my stuff, and I'll come back. So this is the finished look, of course, and I absolutely love how this look turned out, and very impressed with both palettes. I realize I didn't use very many shades out of the Pink Ladies palette, primarily focused on the T-Bird palette, T-Birds, but really liked all of the shades I used for this look, and super thrilled that Andy sent these palettes to me. And I will use the Pink Ladies palette. I'll use them both by themselves, but I really want to use the Pink Ladies palette by itself so I can get more familiarized with more of the shades out of the palette, because what I use 2 shades, I think. So let me show you everything I have on my face. I will review the eyeshadow palettes with you. And then episode 59 of Throwback Thursday will be done and dusted, baby. Okay, so base products, of course, the same 2 base products I use in all my videos, along with the CoverGirl Clean Professional Loose Setting Powder and Translucent, bronzer, LYS No Limits Bronzer, and Motivate. Hold on, stay open, please. There we go. And then blush, I use the Blushing Poppies blush palette from Poppy and Fluff Cosmetics, and I use this shade again, Pink Me. I just thought this shade would work really well with the purple eye look, you know, and I love it. It's very pigmented. I have to go in with a very light hand. Upper lid liner, Wet n Wild waterproof, or Wet n Wild breakup proof. Why does it matter how I say it? It's the Wet n Wild breakup proof waterproof felt tip liner in black. Same exact mascara, the Sky High from Maybelline New York. On my lips, I used the Menagerie Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Luna. I love this shade, and these stay on your lips all day long, all day. I mean, you know, a little bit of wear if you eat and drink and stuff, but I mean, not much. And I don't ever take it to work with me, and it looks pretty damn good when I get home from work too. Okay, is that it? I always think I'm missing something, but I'm not. Okay, so let's talk about the eyeshadow palettes. I did use, out of the T-Birds palette, I use this shade here called Coasting in my inner corners and also under my brows. Love it. It's beautiful. On my lower lash lines, I use this shade here called Burnin', the shimmer, which I don't normally do, but I just thought it would look cool. And then I blended it out just a little bit with Systematic. Loved the shades I used out of here. This was gorgeous, beautiful black matte, you know, very pigmented and blendable. This was lovely, great, you know. And then out of the Pink Ladies palette, of course, I use this shade, Go Get 'Em, off camera to kind of blend out the outer edge of the purple matte. Loved it. And then I used, of course, Looker. It looks like it says Londoner. It's Looker. I'm adding a lot of letters and taking away some, I don't know, but that's right in the center, and I think it's gorgeous. But I do want to use more of the shades. You know, this is, I would say, more of a neutral palette, which is fine with me. I love neutral palettes, but I will use this by itself because I just think that's important to, like, you know, really see what a palette can do, not just grab 2 shades out of it. But really impressed with both of these. This was really fun to put a look together with these, and thrilled, like I said, that Andy sent these to me. Did I say that? I think so. And I would love to know if any of you watching are familiar with like the rockabilly greaser culture in Japan, and we can chat about that in the comment section. I'm just fascinated by it. I'm kind of obsessed with it. My husband's like, okay, because that's all I can talk about. I keep watching the music video, which I mean, I don't know, that video is like 6 years old. I don't know why I wasn't like really focusing on the video before. But now it's like clicked with me, and I just love it. And then also watching Johnny Pandora, like listening to his music, their music, the group, and I've watched some interviews with him, and I'm very fascinated by him. I don't know why, I just am. I just think it's so cool, and I really, really want to go to Japan and go to the Yoyogi Park, I think is how you pronounce it, because that seems to be like where there's a lot of the greasers like hanging out, and they listen to music and they dance, and some of them have some, well, all of them really that I've seen have some amazing dance moves. They're really very entertaining, very like vibrant, and just wonderful to watch. And I'm just really wanting to learn more and educate myself more about this whole like subculture in Japan. It's really cool. I'm really digging it. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I'd love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.